Hi guys, Finn here, welcome back to the channel. Right, for regular viewers of the channel, realise I've got myself an AirArms Prosport in 177 not so long back, about a week or so ago, and I said that Wednesday I'd be putting out a video with this having a shoot off against a brand new AirArms Hunter carbine, the TX200 Hunter carbine. You may be wondering why I've got a Varel next to it on the table. Indeed, I've got another one here as well. There's a long story to this, guys. You're just going to have to bear with me, because this is a very sad tale, but hopefully it will resolve itself. Right, got out on the farm on Wednesday, set up all the camera work, or all the cameras should I say, and started to film. Jonathan turned up with his Hunter carbine, and it was one of those videos I've been itching to do for so long, and I was really excited about doing it. All bench rested shoot, and the conditions were sunny with a left to right breeze, but we were sheltered as such. There was no real wind going down range, should I say. So where am I going with this? I don't know whether to show you the target card now or in a second. I might as well show you the target card. Let me just move this little 30 should I say, sorry. Right, I want to show you the results of my shooting that day, and it would help if I orientated this correctly. I'd pre-zeroed this on my garden range at 30 metres. I mean, we were only shooting 30 metres that day, so no great shakes. There was nothing complicated about it. Basically, I wanted to do some group work at 30 metres and then stretch the legs with the Prosport further out in the Hunter carbine and see where we went. What happened was, I'm trying to find the right word for it, a complete and utter cluster. I can't even say it because YouTube will demonetise the video. It was rubbish, basically. Right, I had some real issues with this Prosport. My very first shot went in the bullseye of this target, and as you can see, guys, the bullseye is literally the size of a 2.2 pellet, and I put 5 shots in that little cluster there, which is slightly bigger than my fingernail, and then for some unexplainable reason the group opened. It really did, and I got this horizontal spread of the group going across there, and then I got another cluster down here. That was not very impressive for me whatsoever. To be fair, guys, I could get, bearing in mind brand new, these rifles are just under £1,000, I could shoot a better, tighter group with that, with a second hand under £100 gun, so I wasn't impressed. So then I was thinking, okay, we all have bad gun days, perhaps this Prosport is slightly pellet fussy, but it didn't make sense. It put 5 shots through that little tiny hole there and then went across. However, I persevered and I tried various different pellets through it, and it was really weird, guys. On this one, I think this was JSB 8.44s with the 4.53 head sizes. First shot, again, smacking the bullseye, and then the remaining 4 shots went across into this piece here, and it was, ignore that, that was, I think this was H&M Field Target Trophy. It did not like them whatsoever. But again, various different pellets. I can't even remember what ones I was putting through now, but all good high quality ones like QIS, JSBs. The pattern what followed was one in the bullseye, and then on this one I got vertical stringing. This one here, probably, again, this is a 18mm circle, and the group was not impressive. This one here, it started off so well, and then again we got this stringing dropping down and going across here. So to say I wasn't impressed was a sort of understatement. But I understand we can all have bad gun days, and I don't know, things can be off. So while I was checking over the Prosport, making sure all the stock screws were tight, making sure there was no scope creep, and checking the mount, so on and so forth, anything really to find a reason why the groups were opening, Jonathan then proceeded to shoot, and I wish to God I'd have got his target card with his TX200 Hunter carbine. Trust me guys when I say this, his groups were far worse than what I shot. He was struggling to get a 4-inch group a lot of the time, but the pattern was really bizarre, and this is hard to believe, but I have no reason to lie. He was finding the same thing. First couple of shots were dead centred, and then his Hunter carbine was then shotgunning groups, and like I say, he was struggling hitting a 4-inch group. And this is with bench rested with a very expensive gun. Unfortunately, it was one of the cases where we both had no AirArms Diablo fields to put through the rifles, but we were using good high quality pellets, and it was just really awful shooting. For me, it was embarrassing, to be fair, and even though I've got the footage from it, I can't post it up on here because there was so much swearing on there, it's unreal, because the guns both were performing abysmally. So, like I say guys, we can all have bad gun days. So we put the AirArms rifles to the side, and Jonathan then got out his Cometa 400, I want to say USC Premier or something along those lines, and his groups absolutely shrunk immeasurably and shooting tight groups. The only other gun I had in the car with me at the time was the HW30. Now, this is exactly how it is with this little cheapy Wolf scope on, and because I wasn't trusting my shooting, I got my significant other to put some groups down range, and she was shooting tiny little clusters with this gun out at 30 metres. I had then had to go with this because I was thinking perhaps that's just me having a bad gun day and not shooting very well, and with this little 30 it was shooting sub 10p groups easily. Probably most of the shots were like within a 5p piece, most of the groups should I say, what I shot this. So I then had a little think about things, and the only thing I can think with this Prosport and Jonathan's gun, we were both using these Vector Vayrons. I've got the compact first focal plane one and Jonathan's got the second focal plane one. So I was thinking perhaps there's something amiss with the scope, because this gun should not be shooting scattering groups around as it should. So I got home and I changed the scope over on the Prosport to my Hawk 4-12 by 44. Out on the garden range, normal service resumed with QIS. Again, I was putting 10 round groups in a size easily under a 10p. A majority of my shots are under a 5p size group, so I know the rifle hasn't got an issue. So I believe I've got an issue with this Veyron. And funny enough, since that fateful day, I've spoken to Jonathan and he's replaced his Veyron on his Hunter carbine with a Hawk, his old Hawk scope, and we'll have to reshoot this video again on Wednesday and see what happens. But what I've done, I know this HW97 carbine is like a tank driver. I know it is shooting incredibly well. I know what pellets it like. I know there's zero issues to the rifle. So I've stuck the Veyron on top of the HW97, and I'll use the 97 as I know what the gun performs like. We'll use that as like a test gun to see if indeed I've got issues with these vector optics Veyrons. It just seems strange to me that both myself and Jonathan both bought these Veyrons within a week of each other, and we've stuck them on sort of high-end springers, and we're shooting shotgun or shotgun pattern groups, for want of a better word. I don't know about you guys. I'd maybe be happy with that at 60 metres, but at 30 metres that is not an acceptable group. I fully expect a gun of the pedigree of the Prosport, and indeed the Hunter carbine, to be drilling this little circle out. So bear with me, guys. Is it a case of like the Prosport is getting outshot by a little HW30, or is it a case of there's nothing wrong with the gun, but I have a scope issue with this vector optics Veyron, and it just, like I say guys, it just seems strange to me that when me and Jonathan both stuck Hawk scopes back on these guns, our AirArms gut rifles, they're performing really, really well. But as soon as those Veyrons go on there, it's not liking them at all. And it makes me wonder whether these vector optic Veyrons are actually rated for a spring piston rifle. Spring piston rifles can be awfully hard on scopes, and not all scopes are made equal, trust me there. Some scopes will withstand the recoil of say a 308 centerfire. Stick them on a springer and they're wrecked in very short order, because obviously on a spring piston rifle you're getting double impulse recoil. So what I'm going to have to do is go back out on Wednesday, because it's the only time I've got available this coming week, and reshoot the video. I so apologise. I'd love to show you the footage, but like I say guys, it was embarrassing. It was like me and Jonathan both shooting like noddies, and I couldn't bring myself to post it up. But normal service will resume, like I say. We'll see what it performs like, and I've got some AirArms Diablo fields now. I know on my home range at 30 metres on one hole in it at 30, so we'll see what it performs like at longer range. And with that, guys, sorry about this long-winded video. It's probably not the most exciting one in the world, but every day is a learning curve with shooting. And like I say, guys, what I've learned from this is sometimes it isn't your shooting, it isn't the rifle, but the issue lays firmly with the scope. Like I say, if you get a scope, make sure it's Springer rated. I mean, I've spent quite a bit of money on this Veyron. I mean, yes, it's not the most expensive in the world, but it's considerably more expensive than my Hawk Vantage. Bear with me, guys, and we'll see what happens next time. Cheers, guys.